The actual element gold. Actually, here's one thing I'm curious about. Is the medal you get from the Olympics solid gold?
Not solid,
Not
coated.
solid. It's coated. Okay.
It
What's
weighs quite a lot, and the one from Rio has seeds inside it, so you can shake it, you can rattle it, and
really?
the bronze, silver, and gold had a different number of seeds, so they have a different sound. So it was to help people that can't see, so they can maybe feel what color the medal is.
Oh, that's fascinating. Is there another metal that's inside that the base of it is made from?
I don't know what the base of it has. I'm not sure, but each medal,
Hmm.
I think it weighs half a kilo, so they're significant in weight. It feels significant when you hold it.
Yeah, that's good. It ought to. I mean, should be the best the best medals around. Better than your local 5K finisher medal. And the actual element of gold. Do you have any? Do you have gold objects? Do you use gold in some way, like physical gold?
You know what? I never like, for example, I suppose the obvious way people might have gold is jewelry. But well, first of all, you can probably see I don't really wear much jewelry.
Yeah.
And if I chose jewelry, I'd always choose silver. I'm not a big fan of gold for that. Um, but in the lead up to Rio, I did fill my life with gold. So I think I did it deliberately, but it was kind of interesting the mental effect it had. So I bought some gold kind of Converse pumps. They weren't Converse, but you know that style.
Yeah.
I bought a gold bag. I had a gold phone cover, a gold laptop cover. I talked about Project Gold to people because I found it interesting that in the world of sport, sometimes people speak as if it comes across to me as overconfident, or like, how can we ever know? We can never know that we're going to win a race. We can only have I think we can only have belief that we could win it, and desire and focus and intention and all of those things, but we can never really know what the outcome will be on the day. And so for me, calling it Project Gold kept it more experimental. Not, yeah, it kept it more
Mm.
playful. It was like, okay, I do believe if I ever can, then this would be the race it would be possible in. But I suppose it became a bit of an experiment for me to play with the brain, with intention, with maybe some kind of invisible energy. I'm not sure, but it was very interesting how it unfolded because prior to the race in Rio, many things went wrong. I injured my shoulder. I couldn't even push my wheelchair off the bus when I got to Rio. I spent the whole week in the care of physios because I couldn't even get in and out of my bed because my shoulder was so bad. So on the one hand, everything might have felt like it was crumbling inside, like everything you worked towards, and suddenly you can't even push your wheelchair. How can you win a gold medal? And the other part of me just kept going, this is perfect. It's making me rest, and that's absolutely what I need. It's all sort of, it's all just aligning. It's great. So I think the power of our mind to reframe things and see things in the way that helps us is really incredible.
I did an experiment 2 years ago during the first state championship. So I race bikes as well. And it was a state championship. They changed the course from a normal, very hilly course to a flat course for this particular state championship because of the pandemic. And as soon as they changed it, I was like, I knew that I was going to win. And it was this knowing this is my shot because normally I'm in the last in my category because I'm quite heavy for a cyclist, and it didn't. I ended up winning, but I didn't win the race. There was actually a couple people from a different state that were ahead of me in the finish, but I ended up getting the medal and the jersey in sort of a unexpected way. But there was this knowing before the race, like this is my race. I'm going to win it. It's already
Hmm.
mine. And I've only had that experience maybe 3 times, but every time I've known that I was going to win, I won, and it was all, either by a hair or very dramatic, or weird circumstances. But it's kind of an interesting experience to have that sort of knowing or expectation of a result like that.
Yeah, I agree. So I suppose I wouldn't go as far as to say it was I absolutely knew, because clearly we don't until reality catches up. But there was something inside me that really, it was a kind of knowing. It was like just a deep sense of this is the one that you could do it in, and
So do
a
you
kind of
think
trust.
that subconsciously you knew, but your logical mind was telling you like, oh, just be cautious, like you don't count your chickens before they hatch, but then
Yeah,
deep down you actually did know?
something like that, probably. I think so, yeah. And actually, it's interesting, the project that is manifesting this year, the Pole of Possibility, which is to go to the center of Antarctica, to the South Pole, and it's something which has been in my energy field, if you like, for 10 years. It's 9 years since we did the last training trip for it, with a completely different team. The team's changed out completely, but somewhere along the way, there's always been something that hasn't felt right with it. And this year, it literally feels like I know we're going in December. How we're going to get all the money to go, I don't know, but I just know that we will. And it's really weird how after 10 years it's just suddenly shifted. And there's something about things coming into alignment somehow. And it's something deep inside oneself that suddenly feels kind of solid, and you just know it's happening now.
Yeah. Did you almost go before in sometime in the last 10 years and it just didn't work out?
Yeah, we've never managed to pull the funding together. Then at one point we got a sponsor, and then after COVID they pulled out, and we had a great guide, and he very sadly died in crossing the Greenland ice cap. There's just been so many
Hmm.
setbacks and various things which have kept setting it back, and of course the last few years COVID. So mhm.